time for all of us to raise our voices and to say this country is also our country, is also the country of our immigrants, because we are the one who built it. If you can enjoy.
The cries of Dr. Gerald Gabeau, the Haitian immigrant in charge of the Immigrant Family Services Institute. She's reacting to the U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
I mean, I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why they could thrive in this country is because Black African Americans fought for everybody to like be equal. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no Caribbeans thriving here. Like, they was the ones that fought for this. So I'm always gonna be thankful and grateful for that. And it's very important that, like, you know, this is it's important for the history, and it's important to give flowers.
Tick faster, that'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Tick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master ice. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again. And it's been a while, but welcome back to the Independent Black Voice. I'm your host, beatzillapdx official. And you are here with me once again, live. It's been a minute, but we are here live nonetheless. So make sure that I'm sure a lot of notifications are probably going on, and this is not a drill. We are live right now. So I'm going to let this go out a little bit, and as we're getting ready to get started, I'm going to let some folks come on in, and we'll start with a little bit of music.
Sometimes I'm feeling all alone. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. Nobody understands me, but I'm trying to get the world to see it's love. It's love. That this passion he's instilled in me. That's why I'm at it so hard, so faithfully. I've been through so many things, please believe me. I'm still here 'cause I know he keeps me. Oh, and the answer is love. Oh, answer is love. Yeah. Everybody's asking questions. They say they're looking for an
Yeah.
Oh, it's love, life, and music. This is your chance to use it.
All right, come on in, y'all. Hey. Yeah. Ooh, come on in, y'all. We live. 7-Eleven. Hey, every single day that we continue to be, it's, and always. Hey. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hey. Oh, yeah, let's Cadence. Welcome. Thank you for being back with me in this good live. Good to see you. Thank you for being here and being a moderator as well. Salute to you. And so, it's been a minute that I've got a chance to be with this platform and live, and hopefully everything is sounding right. And hopefully everybody has been well. Everybody over here is on the healing motion. So, things are slowly but surely getting to normal and able to fire up the desk. And, it's been interesting through some of the things that have happened over the course of these last few months, not really being able to speak on things. So, I have some opinions, but also if there are things that you would want my opinion on that, I haven't got a chance to publicly chime in on, let me know. And Tasha Peters in the building, salute to you. Thank you for being here. And like I said, it's been a minute. We are actually really live right now. This is not a tape delay. This is live. And, I guess one of the things that of recent that caught my eye was the Tiana Taylor Icon Award at the BET Awards. Kind of early in the game to be labeling her a cultural icon and to say icon of the year. I don't even know what her voice sounds like. So when we say like icons in our culture, these are people with long histories that you could count off what they do. There's people who's, you might know their lyrics, you might know their rhymes, you might know their poems, or you might know their art, without anybody having to say, oh yeah, that was them. You know what I mean? And she's not one of those people. Not even close. But looking at how things also moved over into the avenue of Essence and watching how, this wave has happened, which in all actuality, a lot of people are not being honest on what they're really seeing. It is the truth. The truth of the matter is that people are literally actively moving against Black American delineation, foundational Black Americans moving as a unit and saying, hey, we are not politically and socially or class-wise and citizenship-wise tied to all of these other groups' plight. Which, for myself, I've looked at that as a very long time. because they use us as, like, when you have people of color, your mind says black folk. So being able to delineate and say, no, black folks were doing this, everybody else was doing B. So black folks were doing A, everybody else sought option B. And now that what black folks made popular actually was the wave, now everybody comes along and says, yeah, we were down all along. And we are living that real time right now. We're literally watching it. So with BET being owned by non-foundational Black Americans, I believe BET at this point is not owned by anybody melanated in the first place. But then you go to Essence, which has no foundational Black American leadership, and you start to see that pattern pop up again. The other pattern that is coinciding with that, though, is financial loss. Everywhere where you can no longer exploit us is financial loss. So what was the point of them using Tiana Taylor? Because they thought she had enough social positioning to say, well, let's make her an icon. All they're doing is Cynthia Erivoing Tiana Taylor. Well, she's not an African. But I have to go back to the video I played earlier, and it just kind of seems like maybe somebody might feel slighted because they were in that position by themselves. So I can't help but notice the tone of change. Tiana Taylor gets the major award. Obviously, you're seeing the beginning of them using her, moving on into this political next phase and wave headed toward 2028. Well, we remember how it went before.
I mean, I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why they could thrive in this country is because Black African Americans fought for everybody to like be equal. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no Caribbeans thriving here. Like, they was the ones that fought for this. So I'm always gonna be thankful and grateful for that. And it's very important that, like, you know, this is it's important for the history, and it's important to give flowers.
Because at the BET Awards, what happened? They were saluting Africa. Cardi B took her opportunity to say, oh, I got an opportunity to set myself apart. And she took it. I'm not mad at that. You need to show the Black Americans love. And we saw the messaging of the BET Awards. I thank Africa, and all of you were first African before you were American. They had a message for Black America, didn't they? So that's one of the things I hadn't got a chance to chime in on is, see how that's working. Yeah. Yeah, she chose well. Yeah. Crew. Yeah, she chose it. She knows. Yeah, she knows. You know, she. It's a dirty game out there, baby. and really, like I said, I can't blame her because she could put her, you know, you could put your check the wind, see how things are going. Hold on. What are they doing over here? What is this? Oh, this must be, is this something you doing? Hold on. Okay. There's just I know how things communicate around here. You know how you're using a device and then you got another device. Do you want to communicate with this? Because we're all on the same network. Anyway, her choosing it was a wise decision. Because again, she knows the temperature out here when it comes down to people pushing back against this anti-foundational Black American narrative. We got this going on. Hold on. Yeah, that's exactly what I need to do this week. Yeah, I've got to swap this interface out. We're gonna make that move. Anyway, till we can, we're gonna work and make it do what it do. Good grief, I'm tired of this. I just, it's been so long since I got a chance to sit over here. It's like, I know there's something I need to do. Now I remember. Anyway, I absolutely remember what I was supposed to do over here. And it was swap this out. Y'all can hear all this. So I keep trying to reset it. Hopefully this will work. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Well, let's see if that works for 2 minutes. Crew said, Zilla, I gotta come look at your system. LOL, but you know what you're doing. Oh yeah, it's the interface. I'm absolutely getting rid of this. It's I haven't sat. This thing been abandoned for a couple of months. And so once I got over here, it's like as soon as I fired it up, I knew there was something I was planning to do. Hey man, life comes at you fast. Now wait a minute. Before I go on, let me go ahead and see who came in here, and I can get back to what I was saying. I see Rhonda Smith in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. Happy Saturday. Yes, indeed. Everything is doing well. Yes, it is. Gary Williams in the building. Blessings, my brother, and welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Priscilla Taylor in the building, Jersey City. Shout out and salute to you. And of course, our brother, Crew Reality, FBA. I can't say, did you take the Grand Negus off? But y'all know, the family here. And so, again, like you said, she chose wisely. And I think that's a problem for a lot of people. I see a lot of flameouts online right now. It's to the point now to where it is, it's almost sad. Like you have to make posts about FBA being you. Remember when I was telling y'all years ago in our spaces, we have single-handedly made being a descendant of a slave the it thing. They used to talk so crazy. We were never slaves. Oh, you slaves. Why don't you go back to picking cotton, you cotton pickers? Now can't nobody talk to us without making their reference to, we was also slaves. Really? Because I remember back in the 90s, every African couldn't wait to get up in our face and tell us, we were never slaves. Oh, Jesus Christ. We really have this issue today. Hold on. You gonna make me turn this into Amazon Shopping Live. And me and the family gonna go order right now. Good grief. Let me get to this live. Let's anyway. One of that was my take on the whole Tiana Taylor part. Another thing, switching topics. Another thing that happened, of course, while I was away taking care of things. Carmelo Anthony getting completely and utterly railroaded in his trial or sham, whatever that kangaroo court crap they had that kid in. And then on top of that, there wasn't no federal case. You're banning like it being televised and pictures, and you're banning the press. And it's not a federal case. It's a state case. So how are you doing that? You're treating him like he's Diddy. No, this ain't no RICO, baby. This is local politics. So how are we getting there? And, it's unfortunate that we have such a contingency of sorry, I got to make mine ass black lawyers out here that they won't get up off their ass in the minute like a Johnny Cochran and say, I'm not going to wait until you get convicted to be your appeals lawyer. No, I'm going to make my name fighting for you against the system right now. We don't get many of them these days. Everybody else, they want to sit on their hands. And then all of a sudden, once you go up the river, then they figure we can come out and now play hero. Because you didn't want to play agitator. There's another conversation to talk about black attorneys who sit on their hands and do not protect the community until after something is done. I don't remember ever being live this much and having this sound issue. This is incredible. Hey, Devin Nicole. Hey. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Saturday. Yeah, he got somebody hard. Oh, she got a soft body, but a hard face. Oh, Tiana Taylor. She has a very interesting look. She looks like more of an aggressive young Dionne Warwick. When I say aggressive, I mean the features. But, I can see where she has the model appeal. And let's keep it a buck, that she would be perfect for Andy Warhol. So, you're in that kind of androgynous lane when you're dealing with her. So that's what she kind of represents in modern day form, in a woman. There's a reason why they like her. Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why they like her. Okay, Tasha Peters. I actually did a short video on this particular topic, and I decided not to post it because I figured I was going live. So I was like, I'll just talk about it then. And I said something in that video that I was like, that might be a little rough. But you make the Joan Rivers comment. And when we were younger, there was a show called Solid Gold. For those who are too young to know the show, then let me inform you that there was a puppet on the show. And this puppet was kind of loosely based off of Joan Rivers. And the puppet's name was Madam. And Tiana Taylor has always given me the Madam vibe. So just like you said with Joan Rivers, it's like, okay. So I thought me just going straight to Madam would be a little rough, but okay. See, I'm not tripping. So thank you. And that's a woman, y'all. That's a lady that said that. So let's not just say you're bragging on women. No, don't do that to me. I'm just saying she reminds you. Don't like. I'm just saying with the aggressive, like she said with Joan Rivers, and the puppet's loosely based off of Joan Rivers. No, okay, I'm not okay. I ain't tripping. I'm telling you, I was like, I think that'd be a little, too. Hey, so y'all see it. The women agree. I'm not tripping and being over. It'll be an extra. I'm just simply stating what I see and what reminds me of my childhood. Yana, as you remember, yeah. See, y'all remember, Madam. Cookie 904. Thank you for being here, and absolutely thank you for being a member. I got her confused with Lady. I wasn't even gonna go there. I wasn't gonna go there. Damn it. Ooh, we back, baby. Oh my goodness. Mark Smith in the house. I remember, Madam. Oh my goodness. Oh, we are back. Yeah, I missed y'all. Touch me, I can clearly see her playing Dionne Warwick. That'll be good. Absolutely. I agree. And so y'all understand, I ain't calling that woman ugly by any stretch of the imagination. We just having fun. Oh, our good brother, Church of Black Power in the building. What's going on, my good brother? Salute to you as always. Oh, my Lord. Whew. And so again, that was the other thing that, caught my attention. But going back to the Carmelo Anthony thing, the thing I couldn't help but notice when he gets convicted, I mean, we are all literally watching this kid get railroaded. I mean, they trucked this cat. And good. I'm glad that there are people that really want to now finally get off their ass to go help him. Glad to, man, good to have you back, man. I'm happy to be back, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. And of course, thank you for being a member. Man, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, I saw that. I was like, that's a damn shame. How's my wife's recovery? She is doing well. She's actually, up and moving, up and doing shit. So yeah, she's made a miracle comeback and walking, talking. People could say, well, I wouldn't even think that you've ever had any strokes or anything was ever wrong. So she's in that condition, so it's a blessing. But thank you for asking. And man, you know, y'all make sure you stay on top of y'all blood pressure out there, because you know the more I'm learning in this realm, like these when they say we have issues with that, that's for real, and some of it might even be hereditary. So as much family like medical history as you can obtain, especially as we all age and get older, get it. Because you'll never know when you'll need it. And you might have a doctor, like you won't have to draw no blank. You'll be able to have answers. So yes, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Absolutely. And so, and I say with this Carmelo Anthony, I believe that he is going to be exonerated at the end of the day. But it should not have taken for him to be railroaded for people to want to get as active as they should have been. Y'all know what I mean? So, let's keep an eye on the developments of this. But he was absolutely railroaded. And then all of a sudden the stuff started coming out, and then we're finding out that they made the public defender makes a deal not to bring up Austin Metcalf's history of bullying. So he's just some innocent kid coming up. And that's this man. This is the law, and this is how things work out here. And so, don't ever think that the law was designed to be fair. Like, it's the ultimate line of defense to protect supremacy. Most people won't look at it that way until you have a family member or you're in the system. Then it'll be very clear. I mean, even on the inside, you'll have people saying, we need to know who in these different cars are who. And we want to make sure that we always have the minorities outnumbered. It was a white dude hit me to that. This is real talk. These are things like, because it's another institution, but it's an institution to where America really shows you what it is. Again, we're talking 250 years, but leaving out the important parts, which is us. I heard somebody tell a story the other day that was talking about, it was on the news. They were telling about, we did all of this and from this, and they're trying to get to voting rights and the 14th Amendment, and they're trying to do it all without mentioning Black people being in slavery. This is on so-called blue no matter who liberal news in a blue no matter who liberal city. But funny how everybody around this 250 thing seems to get to 250 while acknowledging the previous 150 years. Funny how that happens, isn't it? Okay. And antithesis in the building. Salute to you from Valdosta, Georgia. And salute to you for the super chat. And thank you for being a member as well. My goodness. Hold on. It is never till it's just like right when I start. This, I have no clue on what's happening today. I've never had this issue like this. That other cord, maybe I could try. But I appreciate the support. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. And thank you for being a member. And man, also thank you for gifting 10 memberships to the Independent Black Voice. Man, I appreciate it. Once again, peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. I absolutely appreciate it. So they are bold. They are very bold. And also another thing that I noticed as well around the World Cup commercials that were coming up, they're talking about how Jamaicans came from, well, the Jamaicans came to America or went to London or something and took their speakers there, and that's how punk rock was created. They were doing the most. They did everything to not acknowledge any creation from Black America. And then you still had to lie and say punk was created by Jamaicans in England. Punk is an American art form. There's a whole story about the group that created the sound. I think they're out of Detroit or something like that. All Black band. These people are something else, ain't they? Man, you guys must have got your inspiration from Africa. Okay. We create all of these things, and then everybody who doesn't do what we do claims to be the inspiration for it. It's amazing. But again, finishing up on the Carmelo part, I hope I see justice. I hope I see justice there. And with this young man that just recently passed with on the 4th with these kids, his friends or whatever, I see too many people rushing out to say it's not racial. Remember how Austin Metcalf's dad was immediately coming out saying how it wasn't racial? But the very first thing that he did as soon as the case was over was coming out talking crazy online. Watermelon felon. How about that? And we freed your asses. Again, let's go back to 250. You want to talk about freeing Black America. One of the biggest arguments of reparations is that the people here and now around this time never owned slaves. Well, then why the hell are you taking ownership of freeing those slaves? We freed you. Can't free somebody you didn't have. Sounds to me like you want to take ownership in our oppression. Why don't you want to take ownership of reparations? Does that make sense? See, these people are hypocrites, and I having the opportunity to just be an observer for a little bit, watching these Pan-African shield bots, have you noticed that they absolutely take all of their so-called cues of engagement from white supremacist trolls? They think what will set them apart is saying FBA is like white supremacists. And let me just say, they're white supremacists. And that's what they is. No, they're not. Gotta fix it again. I guess we're just gonna keep doing this. Amazing. Yes, indeed. I appreciate it, man. Member for 23 months. Salute to you, man. Keep going, Zilla. Man, thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Once again, I appreciate it. Man. Yeah, they'll be quick to run that out there. We freed you. Did you now? Well, how's that work? How does that work? And going back to the first video I played, where is that at? Right here.
This is the time for all of us to raise our voices and to say this country is also our country, is also the country of our immigrants, because we are the one who built it. If you can enjoy.
The cries of Dr. Gerald Gabot, the Haitian immigrant in charge of the Immigrant Family Services Institute. She's reacting to the U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
This country was built by immigrants, but this country had to be built to be a country. So then you wouldn't be an immigrant, you'd be a foundational Black American. Oh my God, this is crazy. You know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna make a full reset of this. And I'm gonna go over here. Let's see if we can get some fixes here. And I am gonna have me a new interface over here before next time we meet. Good Lord, this don't make no sense. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's get you here. All right, bear with me in 1 second. Okay. All right, so now that you can hear me, things should be cool here. Let's see. Oh, that's just okay. All right. So, I wish I could show you this other video, but so many people are jealous of foundational Black Americans, and this is what's come. We're seeing it on all sides. We're getting we're getting the bulk of, I guess, everybody's frustration on all sides, and really it comes down to jealousy, because we're sitting up here in a country where we fought to be free in this land that our ancestors built. Other people that flee can't say that. They are not in our shoes. So they'll say, well, we're all the same, and let's look at this banner of Africa as some kind of connective tissue to say, well, all of the successes that Black Americans had also belong to Africa and the continent of Africa, because Africa is the mother of civilization, and all of these Americans that came here that are Black, they all belong to the continent of Africa. Now, mind you, in the same time, the continent of Africa is nowhere near unified. They're not close to unified. They're over there warring with each other every damn chance they get. But nonetheless, when they come talking to us, it's like, well, you guys owe us something. And you know what you owe us? You owe us to be us. And that's what we need to see from y'all. You just need to come on to the understanding that when you guys came to America, you guys are still tied to us, Africa. Now, granted, that's a continent full of over 50 countries. So that's 50 governments. Just exactly which government do we particularly belong to? Because if we're going to say we're going to take allegiance with Africa, okay, say we do. Well, then, does that mean every African over here in our face is our brethren? Because it seems to, yeah, and here's, okay, let's go ahead and segue into this conversation. Now, let me go ahead and try to make this move here real quick and see if this works. Hopefully this all works. Hold on. Okay, drop that out. Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. Hopefully this lasts longer than a couple minutes. I did a full reset. Let's see how it works. Okay. Going to Muammar Gaddafi. Who, for those of us who remember, no, I'm not ending this stream. Just want to get you there. Get out of there. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. There we go. So Muammar Gaddafi under Obama and Hillary Clinton, they went over there and basically gave that man an ultimatum and basically told him, you get down and lay down. And I don't think anybody wrong. You know what Muammar Gaddafi was doing? He was trying to unify Arabs. You don't see any of those people right now furthering that, do you? No. They're looking forward to their partners West. But we're supposed to sit up here and look at you like, oh, you're on the level. You sided with people who assassinated an African leader. Oh, and then the state sent Egypt into turmoil as well. These aren't things that happened by accident. This is by way of United States government under Barack Obama. You know who else had friends over here who was tied to Muammar Gaddafi? The Nation of Islam. See, there was a connection of Islam through the East to the West. They had an issue with that connection and well, the camaraderie of the religion. Do you notice now how much it is that okay, check. Can you hear me? Wow, I can hear myself. That's crazy. I don't think anyone can hear you. Okay, you can hear me now. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. I've been gone that long. Lord. But we still get the same old treatment. So again, thank you, folks. Thank you. Okay. We'll let me hurry up. So with the connection of across the lines of, say, religion, and saying, because they want everybody else to do it, it's cool when it's Christianity, but when you start talking about getting into Black and Arabic religion, and saying, well, hey, they're starting to get a camaraderie, maybe they start getting leery about like ancient connections among folks, and say, well, hey, we will be the odd man out if they start linking up. Because remember, everybody talks to us about linking up with Africa, but I seem to see that it was really linking up with Islam that seems to be the problem, not Africa. Because see, these African countries, none of them were up in arms about all of these African leaders being targeted. And then the ones who stand up, they end up standing by themselves. That is the MO from what we can visibly witness real time of the leaders of that continent that they want us to so badly be from. We're the ones who fought for Mandela to get out and to get free and end apartheid. That happens, and immediately Mandela's like, yeah, American Negroes, kiss my ass. I ain't getting involved in that. I don't want to piss those white people off at all. So the people that keep coming to us like, you guys don't, man, we know more of our history. Y'all don't even know your damn birthdays. Don't tell us what we know. It's me. Church of Black Power. Member for 20 months. Salute to you, my good brother. Ain't been back a full day, and they're already messing with you, my brother. Hey, man, you already know I couldn't get started. So we're gonna make the change with the interface now. And so let's see. Let's see what tricks they don't pull out. And thank you for the super chat. White, yeah, Wes is really on your bumper today. Oh, yes, they are. Because, see, they understand you cannot celebrate 250 years without the account of a full 400 years of us being here, which acts Warrior Cherub, hope you're watching. That's the point of what the post I made when you saw the Mr. Hanky. That doesn't mean 400 years of chattel slavery. When I say you are leaving out 400 years of chattel slavery, Jim Crow, and COINTELPRO, the one common theme among those 400 years is a targeted attack at one group, going through chattel slavery, going through Jim Crow, and going through COINTELPRO for 400 years. When you get caught up in semantics by diluting context, you might come off looking like how you did. And that's a contrary for no reason. Let's not do that. You know? And rule of thumb, if you do not have a platform, never tap the person with the mic. I learned that when I was young. Like, that's like going to a comedy show and act like you're funnier than the comic, so you're going to go sit on the front row. We see oftentimes how that doesn't work out now, don't we? So yes, their birthday is January 1st. Oh my goodness. let's get some things in here. Whew. Oh man, I gotta get set back up here. Oh, I done missed family, man. Okay, let's get this guy on here. Well, first, hold on. Before I get to the actually to the other, let me get to American tether that we have our homegrown tethers. And so for those of you who know, like I said, we are celebrating 250 years of European American freedom in America. Because of course, and the black people who fought in the war, who under the guise of the promise of freedom, who of course then were double crossed by the truce breakers. Shout out America once again. That's you. Go figure. Anyway, we have these people who come out here and say, well, yeah, we are so this and we're so that, and we don't need anybody from this. Why don't you just go back to Africa? Well, then when it comes down to the entertainment part, we have to ask some questions. Well, if we go back to Africa, would we expect you guys to be getting up here doing songs like this? That is Raisin in the Potato Salad Dumpster Fire, doing September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, which, of course, provide the soul of the country, black music. I mean, if we went back to Africa and blah, blah, yeah, okay. Now, do you believe that everybody up here singing this good tune, how many of them are homestead babies? See, it's so funny when you can come here and reinvent yourself in America. Oh, I'm sure I was echoing. And so they come over here and give us some seasonless rendition of what they believe we do. Because see, why aren't we hearing I'm proud to be an American? Why aren't we doing that? Well, we're not like, get out here and do some Ozzy Osbourne or something. But no. I remember how the stars stole the night Whew. Whew. Seasonless and fire. Seasonless and sparks. This is awful. Ha ha ha. Jesus. You black Americans have no culture. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh man. Whew. Okay, let's keep rolling, baby. Let's keep going. We are back.
Now you know, black people are not native to the United States of America.
Word.
Their ancestors come from West Africa. It is not a crime to look like somebody that is West African. The same way that Jamaicans acknowledge that their ancestors came from West Africa. I know that they're Black American.
Yeah, he's gonna totally leave out that class and caste system that they go. Even Jamaicans know. What Jamaicans? The Asian ones? They know they came from Africa. The Indian ones who were also over there too. Them Caribbean Hindus, or maybe the white ones. I mean, because they're all Jamaican. Out of one land, there's one people ain't there saying like that. And then they come over here and talk this dumb shit to us like Americans haven't known anything around the world. Whew. And you don't know your birth date, sir. You have come to America and they said, well, we know when your birthday is. You got fireworks on your birthday. You got the biggest birthday in America. It's always fireworks on your birthday, isn't it, kid? Knocking it out the park, baby.
A lot of them, I was going to answer myself, but the internet will have you thinking otherwise. The internet is full of people that speak loud and wrong. A lot of times, their content gets the most views and virality, which is kind of crazy.
Hey, man, that reminds me. CIA or FBI or whoever, man, I haven't got my check. I haven't got my PSYOP check. I'm supposed to be getting paid, right? I mean, you signed me up, or so they say. Damn, man, I wonder when that check's supposed to show up. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Yeah. Get that PSYOP money, right? Because, see, what we're here doing is not being ourselves. Again, I can reiterate, I have jet black hair. It is like 9 shades of purple. It would, if I tried to go, well, and plus gray. But if I tried to dye my hair, it's going to go through shades of purple. There's a group of people from America who are kind of known for having this complexion of hair. You know what they're not known for being? African. But, hey, I guess I'm not visibly black neither. I don't know. Yeah, the cheekbones, they must come from Africa too, I guess. Whew. Boy, these people are hurting for the Dutchman, ain't they?
I am now thinking the FBA's is a psyop by the CIA.
Right.
I thought it was just y'all, but I think it's a psyop. I think we are being tricked by the CIA and the FBI to believe that these black MAGA supporters are whoa.
See, that's where you're lying. Because, see, not giving a damn about immigration does not make a black conservative American a MAGA. Because we grew up conservative. We had to accept all this other nonsense and bullshit. That's why you got people lying on God right now. They walking in the pulpit saying that the Bible doesn't condemn homosexuality. Yeah, it does. But this word doesn't mean homosexuality. Yeah, it does. You go into the etymology of all of them words, it means exactly what you know what don't know what to mean. You know what actually doesn't mean the same is the word world, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So these people, once again, are so concerned about being connected to us. I mean, it's crazy. Yes. Yeah. And Drea Jones said, let's see, let's get that up there. He said, tethers equal enemies that hate every real soldier. Tethers hate FBAs. That's a fact. And so they always, who put mayo on those ribs? Do you remember? Oh, terrible. And so here's the other big kicker right here. These people see and witness that. They know good and damn well that these folks have to imitate us at every turn. They wish it was them too. Like, damn. We come over here thinking we trying to get next to them, and they low-key want to be just like them. And I thought they told us we're supposed to not like them, but everything they're doing is to be like them. Well, how do I make myself look better in this scenario? Let me just blend right on in. Let me get in where I fit in. Now you're saying, no. You over there with yours, we over here. Yeah, we all got black skin, but we different households. Wait. No. I mean, what they want Black America to be is Big Mama's house for the whole entire world. My grandma can't feed all y'all. Sorry. Just us grandbabies. You know, if you look at it like that, think about it. They want us to be Big Mama house. So everybody come get to, hey, Grandma, this is my friend. They don't even have nowhere to go on Thanksgiving. Can they come here? No. We're not doing that. And that's where all of a sudden that becomes hate. That's not hate. That's just short up saying, hey, we're just looking out for us right now. That's all that is. Family first. That's all. That's all that is. I mean, it's like I said, turning your holiday meal into a feast for the neighborhood. No. And that doesn't make it a psyop. These people get up here and just repeat this lie.
I think they are doing a caricature of Black people. Because why am I seeing them in the comments calling Haitians monkeys and gorillas? I don't buy this. Even on
I haven't seen none of you do that.
This behavior. Now, Black people, a lot of us are Republicans. Not me. A lot of us are Republicans, but this calling Haitians, Blacks, monkeys and gorillas? Oh.
Never seen that. I call cap. I call cap. Nothing I've ever seen. Nothing I've seen. Let's keep going, though. There's more.
Immigrants do is flee away from danger. I love the idea of go back to your country because there's this mentality that there's a claim to something. Your entire country is based off of people that flee. Like that is what people do. They flee. If it ain't working out there and the oppression is way too bad, they flee for better opportunities. Some people want to sit there and fight all day, but other people actually want to raise their children and they don't want to spend their life fighting. Do you get that? Do you understand that?
That
no,
accent
you
is
don't.
a
Okay,
beast.
no problem.
Ma'am, we don't relate to it. You're 100% right. We don't relate to leaving our countries and saying we can go somewhere for a better
out Phil
opportunity.
Scott.
We can't relate to it, and let's call it what it is. The majority of Haitians haven't left Haiti either. Let's call it what it is. It's only a small group of people who are allowed by the U.S. government to come here. The majority of Haitians are still in Haiti right now, dealing with the problems in Haiti, fighting. Your family was the ones that was approved by the U.S. government to come over here. They knew you wasn't going to fight anything. They knew you wasn't going to stand up. They knew your family wasn't going to get on cold with Black America. They knew you was going to just put your head down and say, yes, a boss. They knew that. That's why they let you in. That's why, to be honest with you.
So as an immigrant, I'm here in this country. What do I want to do? Put my best foot forward. What do my parents want to do? Put their best foot forward and give us the best opportunity they possibly can. Thank you, Lord, for my parents because they did exactly that. But it's my turn as their child to hold the baton. And one thing I always say, my parents did not risk their lives to get to America for me to get involved in some political warfare. My parents did not risk their lives for me to get to America, for me to sit here fighting people all day. That makes absolutely no sense. And I think because you guys have never taken that level of a risk, you don't understand that level of responsibility and accountability.
You know how much you got to say to justify fleeing? We didn't stay and fight. We fled and everybody fled. Okay, at that point to where you start saying everybody, you have to start recognizing we don't fit that category. So if we're unique, you have to respect our unique position. There's civil rights that you come to this country to get a play a hand in. Literally, you fled to get rights that other black people who did not flee fought for. And now you benefit. Again, let's go back to Cardi B taking advantage of sticking it in Tiana Taylor's eye without taking that direct shot. But let's go.
I feel like the reason why Caribbeans like me, like Caribbeans, like my family, and Latinos and Hispanic people, the reason why they could thrive in this country is because Black African Americans fought for everybody to like be equal. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no Caribbeans thriving here. Like they was the ones that fought for this. So I'm always gonna be thankful and grateful for that. And it's very important that like it's important for the history and it's important to give flowers.
See, it is important. And so with this changing climate, there's now a group. If you remember, there was a few of these Haitian YouTubers and TikTokers who used to talk crazy about us all the time. And I remember one talking about, I'm here. There's nothing you can do. Now last time I seen her on somebody's video, she was talking about how her friends was getting deported. It's like you did all that popping off to be disrespectful to us. See, we remember this. And then when you do that, and they come and take you up out of here, just remember that.
You shouldn't have been talking shit. You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And what we gonna do is sit up here and sit on the sidelines and tell you, hashtag fire up the jet. Now, let's hear from another Haitian lady.
Being an immigrant, people often think immigration is not a black issue. It is. So TPS, being an immigrant, people often think immigration is not a black issue. It is. Being an immigrant, people often think immigration is not a black issue. It is. So TPS, temporary protected status, is a program built to support immigrants. And so when they arrive here, it gives them an opportunity to get a driver's license.
You know how you just identified it was not a black issue? By mentioning immigrants, since we're the one non-immigrant group in this black conversation. So you actually just lied.
Them an opportunity to get a work permit. Haiti has been paying for the rebellion of 1804. The U.S. has put a foot on Haiti's neck and made them pay. And so the economy is unstable. You got gangs fighting against each other. You have the president being assassinated. So they're leaving this behind and made them pay. Paying for the rebellion of 1804. The U.S. has put a foot on Haiti's neck and made them pay. And so,
ooh, you see how she just did that? Okay, so what she's referring to is Haiti paying France and Haiti having the backing of America, but by way of the Louisiana Purchase, because, you know, America benefited from the Haitian Revolution. That's slave America that benefited from that, by the way. Oh, and guess what? You know those French slaves that were in America? Funny how nobody can actually, like all of these tethers never mention, like from where I hail from. You know, all of these folks who say we are French. You never heard that before? because Arkansas had one of the most lucrative slave plantations, and America could not get to where it was without obtaining Arkansas from the French. So for all of us red Cherokee niggas that are here, you're going to have to be able to get into all of that French conversation before you tell us what we are not. Jackasses. You guys are Caribbean. You guys are French then. And guess what? We were here. Geniuses.
The economy is unstable. You got gangs fighting against each other. You have the president being assassinated. So they're leaving this behind.
He got assassinated by his own wife. Look at how they're trying to throw that out. So first off, America you're not paying America. So stop acting like America's getting your finances, and then turn around and say, well, yes, the president was assassinated by his own wife. Your country is not in turmoil like that. You ninjas is just on some third world backstabby shit. So it's always going to be like that because this is how you get down. She had her husband gunned down in the driveway of their own home while she was screwing the former leader. Get your ass out of here telling us about. No, that's just corrupt. That's corrupt Haitian politics. The people aren't having issues like that outside of the gangs that are having. That's all corruption. So you come from a culture of corruption. That ain't our culture here. That's not fighting for advancement, and that's not fighting for people to have equal rights. You come from a culture who a woman will smoke her husband so she can become the leader of the country. We ain't the same, baby.
To come here, and when they come here, this is where they're facing. A very good friend of mine in South Florida, she has TPS for a long time, was trying to adjust her status to become a green card holder, but it just was incredibly difficult.
Because you're here temporarily to begin with. That's why.
And very, very expensive. Like my husband, he arrived here at the age of 2 years old. He found himself in a situation where he was accused of a crime. He was later pardoned, and ICE used this crime to try to deport him. And we see this all the time. Unfortunately, now this is their home, and to uproot them after investing 10, 15, 20 years.
Temporarily. Let's not forget. Temporary, meaning you're not staying. And every last one of them came here knowing it's temporary, and they in their mind that I have the right to stay. That's not the way we're raised. We do not move through the world with that mindset. We're not the same minded people.
To this country, is really wild that the United States is looking to pluck them out of their community and put them back in their country, which is still unstable, and tell them, hey, this is considered temporary, but not finding a pathway to allow them to stay. We have not stopped fighting. What it's going to take is organizing. Put your hand to the plow. It's going to take all of us. That's how we get things done. That's how our ancestors were able to win, and we're going to continue to win. We're not going to give up. We're not going anywhere.
No.
Hands off, no. TPS Haitians and Syrians. Hands off, TPS. Hands off. We're not going anywhere. Hands off, TPS Haitians and Syrians. Hands off, TPS. Being an immigrant, people often think immigration.
Family. Now, y'all rock with me long enough. Do you know how much stuff that I create that ends up on the mainstream used? Now everybody's hashtag hands off this, hashtag hands off that. And we right here at the Independent Voice understand the origins of the hands off lead in to begin with. And Why is that? Well, it's because of a black inquisitor named Reva. Because she is the inspiration of hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. You have no rights here. We're not under the empire. We're not under the empire.
And do you understand how much that the tethers, when we're severing the tether, is like, this is literally what their whole focus is about, is disrupting it for their own benefit, not for us. So yes, we fought for them to be there and get in these positions, but look what they're trying to do. I say hands off our reparations, and these folks have taken, they had the hands off movement, and that went nowhere. Now they're trying to say hands off of it. Like, come on, man. Just be original, folks. Stop trying to use things that we use. No, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. Things we create. I guess it'll only be a matter of time before they figure out how to use this one. But in the meantime, you know, for all of those who say we should be towing the line for Joe Biden's replacement theory, which is literally what all of this is about with all of this immigration, that goes back to Joe Biden telling them Negroes, look, America is doomed, not just because of you ninjas, but because pretty soon it's going to be minority white, and y'all going to have to work with the Hispanics that I'm about to let in, because they more apt to do what we want them to do than what you going to want them to do. And if you guys are majority, then they just going to follow suit and just like, man, we going to help them. So Joe Biden, Mr. Democrat, Mr. Crime Bill, once again, and sat up there with those black leaders, and then Al Sharpton promptly walked out that meeting and said, I really think that he understands the black community's needs. And so many years later, what do we see?
This is the time for all of us to raise our voices and to say this country is also our country, is also the country of our immigrants, because we are the ones who built it.
The cries of Dr. Gerald Gabot, the Haitian immigrant in charge of the Immigrant Family Services Institute. She's reacting to the U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
Now, let's take a look into Africa. And we're going to come back to our home politics, but let's look at something currently going on over there. And this will be 2 videos. So let's start here.
The question is, we have to get a united front as a whole Africa, not part, but we have north, south, east, and west. To my personal experience, the North Africans, most of them don't see themselves as Africans. So how are we going to deal with that if we have to get a united front as Africa?
Did you hear what she just said? Did y'all catch that? She said the Africans of North America, meaning Somalia, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, and Djibouti, and Egypt, and Morocco, Libya, and technically Ghana could somewhat fall under that as well, but they don't see themselves as African. That's a very interesting statement. People on the continent don't currently consider themselves to be African. Yet, all of the energy is in telling Americans who have been in America for over 500 years or 400 years that we have more of a tie to Africa, which this woman just told you there are countries on the continent of Africa that don't consider themselves to be African. David Boyd in the building. What's going on? Shout out to you. Shout out to New York. Salute to the Knicks. Salute to the Knicks for your championship out there. I know y'all is enjoying it, so salute to y'all. New York got one. Yes, indeed. So salute David Boyd, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member as well. Yes, indeed. Wow. And so let's go back to that. That's a hell of a line, isn't it? North Africans don't even see themselves as African.
So how are we going to deal with that? If we have to get a united front as Africa, how are we going to handle the North African?
So this thing about North Africans against South Africa and so on has no historical basis, has no factual basis, and we should keep it where it belongs. There's no basis. Africans are Africans. We are bound by a common interest. We live on the same continent. We have the same aspirations, and we must continue to fight together, whether we are in the diaspora or in the continent, until we gain the respect that is due us, and until we take full control over our resources.
That's from the summit last year. Did you catch that last part? There's a group of people of the planet that it's needed to be active for this last little part.
We gain the respect that is due us, and until we take full control over our resources.
Makes a little more sense why they want Black America to come move back to Africa, doesn't it? Y'all want us to fight your war in Africa. If y'all don't get off your asses and fight for yourselves, what's wrong with y'all? Are you that much of a coward that we, the diaspora, it's not our job to do that. You better get them folks in line over there, player. We over here in your enemy's face. We got ours in their face at home. Why aren't you stepping up to that challenge and meeting us at the strength point where it's really being demonstrated? We don't owe you nothing. Y'all ain't came over here and fought for us like this. But to sit up here and then say you want to get your respect back and control of your resources, there's only one group on the planet Earth that can get that done. Us cultureless Black folk over here. Are you guys hearing the little subtleties of what's really bothering them? Man, you kind of leave us butt naked. I don't want to be butt naked out here. No. Now let's hear some more African politics. Because see, we're the diaspora war. We're so damn xenophobic. Okay.
Thank you very much for the question. I'm not sure that you want me to replay to things that really are asinine. And certainly the notion that we should pay the United Kingdom for oppressing us, for enslaving us, and for treating us as chattel. And that is the difference. Slavery existed before, but this was the first time that human beings were defined as chattel. And I've been very clear all along that the 1661 Slave Code of Barbados, which predated the Code Noir, which the French have just repealed less than 2 months ago, all distinguish themselves, and all of the slave laws that followed the 1661 Slave Code of Barbados, by the treatment of human beings as chattel. We're not asking for charity. We're asking to be able to ensure that justice can be done. In 1834, the British Parliament did not need to be persuaded of that fact with respect to the loss of property because we were chattel and the compensation of the slave owners of £20 million. I would like to
see. Let's look at something here. Now, what she just said is, so it's in fashion. Slave owners were compensated for the loss of their slaves, not only from the American government, but also in England. The United Kingdom also paid the slave owners for the loss of their slaves. And so these colonies, and I wish I heard more people from these Caribbean countries talking like this, because we don't. And to really sit up there boldly in the face. This lady got some stones, more stones than half, like Don Solomon and all of these other weirdos on the internet, like, and everybody who they represent. This woman right here representing her people is telling you it's asinine to think that we should be paying these oppressors a dime. While y'all will sit up here and be like, well, we just got to go along to get along. And if I vote this way, then it'll be different. No, it won't. Until you're going to say, hey, you're going to pay attention to us, it ain't going to happen. They're not doing that because why? You were once property. So much so to when they lost your free labor, they went crying to the government saying, take care of me. The same people who say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, as soon as they lost free human being labor, they went straight to their governments and said, what are we going to do? America went to war with itself. You're not that freaking great. That's why I put that Mr. Hanky picture up there, because that's what you are. You dress it up as much as you can, but the bottom line is, if you still hold that sentiment, you are nothing more than a dressed up piece of shit. Let's hear more from this good sister over in Barbados. Stand up, Don Solomon. Stop worrying about FBA. Talk about these governments that oppress your people. Stop acting like a bitch.
That those who have not yet read sufficient to understand the history do so before making comments that really do not reflect well on them. With respect to the movement, this is a global movement now. We just came from Accra in Ghana, and as you know, the United Nations passed the resolution that Ghana brought in March of this year. We have seen Pope Leo make comments in this year of our Lord. We have seen President Macron recognize that the conversation for reparations, just as His Majesty King Charles, when he was Prince Charles at the opening of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda, stated clearly that reparations was a conversation whose time had come. I have no doubt that there are British parliamentarians who want to distract people from the domestic politics of the United Kingdom at this point in time. but the Caribbean should not be used as a prop in those circumstances. Thank you.
Salute to you, my sister. I could respect the hell out of that. See, this is what we honor. Watching other people say, yeah, we gonna stand up like y'all in solidarity, but not in solidarity with your pocket. We're gonna go after, just like they did y'all, we gonna go after the ones that did us the way they did y'all. And we finna serve them up. We need to see more Caribbeans doing this. Don't come to us acting like we owe you something. We over here fighting our own battle. As far as you Africans, kick rocks. Because all of y'all are Johnny-come-latelys, and some of y'all are from the people who actually stole us. So, and then, then you start getting into the real, DNA breakdowns of what goes on over there. We're not African. That's just not what we are. And that whole DNA conversation is a deeper conversation when you start getting into it. Just for instance, this one here.
Now you might be thinking, so it sounds like if you're from outside of sub-Saharan Africa, you have some DNA from these other ancient human species. But if you're from within sub-Saharan Africa, you only have Homo sapiens DNA. Not quite. Those ghost lineages we were talking about, those ghost populations, they tell a kind of fascinating story. It turns out that there are some populations within West Africa that have ghost DNA. And that means that when the geneticists have looked at their DNA, they have seen that the source of the DNA in some populations, specifically the Yoruba and the Mende, come from a source that is not Homo sapien. It's
That's funny, their focus on them, but that also means to say, when they say West Africa, remember they were talking about where they get us from? And how are they now calling us brothers? We weren't always brothers, like I've said years ago. Maybe, just maybe, because of region, in the Bible times, Jesus hid in Egypt. When it goes down to Esther hid amongst other folks in that region as well. And Mordecai. Not letting them know what they actually were. So that means that you look like something. So you're amongst other people to whom we know are already black. So we would have to say that these people would relatively look like these people, but still knew that they were of a different bloodline. Funny how those little markers still seem to come up so many years later, because you can't get rid of the truth. You can confuse, but you can't get rid of it. Let's keep going.
not Neanderthal, it's not Denisovan. It's basically no human species that we have the genetic material of. It comes from a different ancient human species.
Oh, you don't say.
We call those ghost lineages because we just have no idea who they are. They exist, we see their signature, but we don't know the origin of it. It might be that it's one of the species that already exists that we know of. So, for example, Homo naledi in Africa or Homo heidelbergensis that we know of in Africa. But we can't be sure because we still don't have DNA from either of those two species. But what we do know is that that DNA seems to have originated around 600,000 years ago, probably before Neanderthals existed.
Ooh, man, for all all of you 23andMeers and like, oh man, she just kind of shit on that, didn't she? Sucks, doesn't it? But you gave your DNA to LSD, so shout out to the Church of Latter-day Saints. You're African because they said so. But here she's telling you about ghost lineages, meaning that they don't even have the actual DNA to tie you to these places. They can just tie you to these modern day people whose birthday is January 1st. Woo, I'm African now. Look what the DNA showed me. Jesus Christ. Don't y'all know how money work? Do you know how pharmaceutical businesses work? Y'all need to watch the money. Stop following people's words. Money talks. Word is bullshit. But this is the truth. This is DNA talking about ghost lineages. Meaning if you have a continent of Africa having full of ghost lineages, there's absolutely no way that you could say a Black American is African. But hey, all of you guys go knock yourselves out, man. I mean, that's the woman who's talking on the internet, I guess.
Which blows my mind, because it means that interbreeding with ancient human species was kind of ubiquitous for our human species. Homo sapiens were constantly, apparently, on every continent having sex with other species.
So, meaning that as people had ethnogenesis, they became what they are known as today. But somehow, when it comes down to us, all of that goes out the window and you're back to your ancient whatever. But here's the problem. They're telling you they don't even have the DNA to compare it. So how can you be so sure we're kin to you? Ubuntu. How? Well, I'm sure you say, well, but clearly you're African. I mean, look at you. Okay. You know, there's video I came across, and I think we all should take a look at it. Let's see. Where are we at? Ah, here we go.
Since the Native Americans are so smart, and you got your degrees and you know every goddamn thing, then why aren't you guys getting up here discussing the 1924 Racial Integrity Act? I told y'all to leave me the fuck alone, but y'all wanted to push. So let's motherfucking press these motherfucking pipes.
Get it.
And surprisingly, this document or this bill was passed the same year that you guys were able to call yourselves Native American. I wrote this down.
She started off firing, didn't she? Bam, bam. Woo-wee. Church Black Power said, fun fact, over 99% of Africans have never taken a DNA test. Let that sit in for a second. Compared to that, more than 75% of Americans have never taken that test. Man, do the DNA. That's what they keep telling us, ain't it? Jeez. Now, look, man, this sister's cooking. So salute to this sister because she is doing that damn thing in this video. Let's let her cook.
In two parts. Yes, we're reading the entire thing. Buckle your seatbelts. And I'm finna give you hoes a little Daryl. You might as well go ahead and call Bonnet Boss. It says Senate Bill 219 to preserve racial integrity passed the House in 1924 of March 8th. And it's now a law of the state. Oh, I can't wait to jump into the gold. This bill aims at correcting a condition which only the more thoughtful people of Virginia know the existence of. It is estimated that there are in the state of from 10,000 to 20,000, possibly more, near white people who are known to possess an intermixture of colored blood.
I know there's some tether out there to be like, well, what does that mean? It kind of means like what the English meaning of the name Whitmore would be. It would mean white appearing more. So for those of you who say, well, you guys been diluted with this and blah, blah, blah. Well, everybody had an ethnogenesis somewhere. We had ours. You had yours. But guess what? That don't make us the same.
Now, before I finish, I need all of y'all Native Americans to drop that meme that y'all have been passing around of the what's it, the identity crisis of the Negro. Y'all go ahead and drop that before I finish. Because y'all know we were classified several times, but y'all don't believe us. Let's keep going. In some cases, to a slight extent, it is true, but still enough to prevent them from being white. Oh. In the past, it has been possible for these people to declare themselves as white, or even to have the court so declare them. They have demanded the admittance of their children into the white schools, and in not a few cases have intermarried with white people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that the only intermarried that we had to worry about was the Cherokees and the Europeans. I didn't know that the coloreds and the Negroes had that to worry about as well. I mean, maybe in 1924, because that's after the slavery was abolished, right? Let's keep going. They exist as distinct colonies holding themselves aloof from Negroes. So y'all didn't believe us when we said that our terms were interchangeable. But I just proved to you that we got colored and now we got Negro. Let's keep going.
You don't see African. Just like in the movie Roots, Kunta Kinte is called that old African. Why? Because the other Negroes on the plantation didn't see themselves as African at all. That's one thing that always seems to trip me out of how that went over folks' heads. Faith Speaks Life. Salute to you. Thank you for the Cash App. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you so much. But remember, that old African, Kunta Kinte, that old African, Kunta Kinte. They say that repeatedly. He came from Africa, as if they didn't. And that's like well documented just within Roots. So what this woman is saying, there's nothing far-fetched at all. And it's just American history that clearly these tethers have no clue of. And obviously, these tethers underestimate how much of our being here we have ingested and our history we hold. Because the way they talk to us, they don't know shit about us, clearly. It's obvious.
But not being admitted by the white people as of their race. Y'all ready? In any large gathering or school of colored people, there goes that word again, especially in the cities, many will be observed who are scarcely distinguishable as colored. These persons, however, are not white in reality, nor by the new definitions of this law. That a white person is with one with no trace of the blood of another race, except that a person with 1/16 of the American Indian.
I think that's pretty clear. Indian/Negro. you guys think you guys are this, you guys think you guys are that, and all of this. And we really know white supremacy here in America because we have up close history and we have familiar history. So our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, our great-greats and grandfathers and aunts and uncles all dealt with this. Some coming from the plantation to be able to pass these stories down. What are you talking about? We know who we are. And for her to just come out here and just give you the paperwork on schooling, she's just showing you the stuff that you can see on paper. Black America is a compilation of generations. There's so many things passed down from generation to generation to generation. We have not lost our culture. We have not lost our connection. So much so that you people come here and we know who's not who. These folks, I mean, it always cracks me up because I catch like the replays of like Tariq Spaces from time to time. Excuse me. And he'll ask these folks, you grew up, I mean, foundational black, so you went to a black church? The questions that can be asked right there, and we all know. And the funny thing is no one tells them because you can't fake it. Because to say God is good and you say God is great, okay. Uh-huh. I guess you put sugar on your greens. Most High bless you. God is good. Most High bless you. If they come back with that, you know. Like, oh boy. Oh my goodness. These folks be killing me, man. They think that they can just instantaneously relate to us. That's why the Russian bot line was such an insult. Like, what? You got to be kidding. Let me let her finish off now to get back to my Russian bot point. Actually, I think she's done.
So if this document was to prevent Caucasian people or colored people who could pass as Caucasian from passing as Caucasian, then why are they called American Indian?
Yeah, she ain't with that. Yeah, she showed up dead. She sure enough ate with that. My favorite is when he asks you, do you smell like, what do you smell like after playing in the backyard? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. For real. Yeah, what? I mean, just people that you know they did not grow up like we did. Like playing outside in the yard. Yeah, put them clothes straight in the hamper. You put them clothes in the washroom. They're gonna be right by the washing machine. We are meant to be in the house from the beginning. Oh my Lord. Yeah, it's so funny, man. It just, I could say this, I could relate. Like, okay. and I see some of these profiles and some of the shit they do. I'm from the streets and this and that. Excuse me. I'm from the streets and I'm from Houston. And I hear people. I seen this dude the other day. He's hopping in my stuff. He over here talking about what Tariq doing and this and that. You, first off, no man from the street. Okay. Bottom line is, if you was really a man of the street, a man from the streets, you were familiar with the streets at all, one thing that you would never be comfortable doing in any public forum is trying to pocket watch another man. So that right there is a dead giveaway that, number one, you're not of the streets. Then for you dudes who say that shit and then you post his wife and kids, that's another red flag that you're nothing of what you say you are, because if you were in those circles to be that, what you say you are, then you would be going about that in a completely different way. I mean, I've seen so many people on this damn internet and see the shit they do. It's like, number one, you're loud and proud. So, dead giveaway. And I'm going to get up here and the people to be talking all crazy and loud on the internet. Remember, y'all, the one brother I had come up here live, Church, I think you were in that live. I think you came up afterward. The brother I talked to was talking about the MMA because he kind of hopped up there doing the tough guy routine. You would never see me doing no shit like that on no damn internet, man. I've lived life before the internet. Why would I be up here telling you how tough I am? Hey, everybody, law enforcement out there, I'm the suspect. Matter of fact, let me go out to the nearest jail and start throwing rocks at it. Y'all kill me. Like, Y'all never knew success. You could tell people also that never knew successful criminals. You hang with the unlucky. You know what they say about people with bad luck? Avoid those folks. And so you're probably one that spends a lot of time with the unlucky. You know? Yes, sir. I remember. I'm telling you. Oh, hey, one who cares. Hey, sister, welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Good to see you as always. Oh, man, he came up here doing that and thought I was finna. Like, I'm not finna. You never see me doing no shit like that. Shit. Wish I didn't have the case, the charge I got, you know, the case I had. So, you know, the fact that, you know, you're going to get out here on this good internet streets, on these folks' good recorded platform and start talking physically aggressive on this internet. You know, what they say, once it's out there, it's forever. Yeah, and this right here will appear in court. So it amazes. That's why that's almost a dead giveaway to me. Or either you just want to be like Jim Jones and be a 50-year-old YN. Like, hey, I've lived all of this life just to throw it all away to be cool on the internet. Nigga, I do this, I do that, and if I see you, what's on site, I'm outside. Yeah, man, because I get down. Anybody see me, man, you know, man, I'm MMA, I box, I do all this. I do all of this Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I do black flips off of high buildings. I mean, nothing can stop me, brother. I flew all the way to Australia to fight kangaroos. I mean, he's supposed to be wild with it out here. Everybody's an MMA trainer. Jeez. I do MMA. Okay. Got it. I'm a tough guy. Mm-hmm. Out here flexing for the folks. I don't know who raised you, but, you know, good luck with that. Oh, there we go. I'm talking about their agent provocateurs. I must be talking about their agent provocateurs. You know what's so funny too is like when the brother out of Cleveland that does the sports, Garrett Bush, G. Bush, he said that when people see him in real life, they're like, oh, he tell you he was a defensive lineman, so he played defense on the defensive line. They don't put little dudes up there. But I guess, you know, these, like, when you're looking at us sitting down on the camera, people are like, oh, well, yeah, fuck him up. You know, I see him outside the shit out there. Okay. And then you actually see a dude in person, be like, oh, I didn't realize you were that big. That shit's hilarious. I mean, it don't matter my size, pop off. Smoke go right out the goddamn window. They see you in person. Like, oh, that's a lot. I guess we be looking smaller on the internet. Oh man, if you still do, whoever you know and you know who you are. Remember last summer you seen me? You know, don't get out here talking stupid when you live in this city. This city is a little too small for that, ain't it? Looks good me to see you. I'll say. Oh man. And then that's just you just doing a day-to-day thing, but people know what type of energy they put out. So when they have to run into you in real life, then it's like, man, I hope he ain't on that type of time today. You know, and it's like, I don't have to feel any type of way, but you do. And even still, you don't see me out here talking like that because I'm never going to be one to sit up here talking problems on myself. I'm too old for that. And I've lived through a lot. So one thing that you don't want to get out here doing, youngsters, is talking stupid to people you don't know. If you get out here and say something, you never know who knows who. And there may be people closer to you than they are to them in proximity. But in reality, closer to them than they are to you. Things you learn in life. So, moving on. There be some people out there, like I said, they be hate watching, be looking to hate. But if you've noticed, you don't see too many of those groypers popping up in my area no more now, do you? We don't see no groping, even the black wannabe groypers. Yeah, we've taken the vow of silence, I guess. Good. Good. So, moving on. There is a video I saw that there's just things that talk about the things we have went through in this country and things that they have done. So talking again about you're celebrating 250 years with a lot of lack of spice. Because Jesus Christ.
I remember how the stars stole the night
This is the ultimate in trying to forget how you got here. Like, this is the ultimate in forgetting. I mean, what next? We're going to see them doing Rapper's Delight. Hold on. Oh, just wait for it. Do. Oh, it's just. Could you imagine a hip hop, a hip to the hip of the hip hop, but baby, you don't stop, but rock it to the bang bang boogie. Say up jumps the boogie to the rhythm to the boogie to beat. Oh, I can see it now. Boy, oh boy. Mix in the breakdown with MC Hammer. You can't touch this. But, you know, one thing I know they don't want to do, and I can't because I'm monetized now, I can't bring back 4 W's. For those who remember what Wednesdays used to be, y'all remember what we used to do on Wednesdays? Oh, yeah. Woo! You can't touch this. It's hammer, go hammer, yeah. Come on. They're gonna do it all. Go to the concert. I'm sure it's all black hits. They'll probably mix in like Madonna every now and then, but you know what it's about to be. It's about to be all our music sang by them. Like, oh yes, this is what I've always wanted to sing. This great karaoke. So, oh God. Whew. So moving on. There's this interview, or well, first let me go back. This video that's kind of telling some of the things that were done to us in this country, because again, like I said, there's 400 years of chattel slavery, Jim Crow, COINTELPRO, and all of these other things, meaning all of these things that have happened to us in this place. So here's another thing that happened to us in this place.
On July 11th, 1954, white residents in Indianola, Mississippi formed the first White Citizens Council to organize resistance to racial integration. After the United States Supreme Court ruled in Brown versus Board of Education that racially segregated schools were unconstitutional, a Mississippi judge urged white residents to resist the decision. Inspired by the judge's words, a white man named Robert Patterson called for a meeting of concerned white men and women. They soon formed the first White Citizens Council. Integration represents darkness, regimentation, totalitarianism, communism, and destruction, he wrote. Segregation represents the survival of the white race. Within 2 years, active councils were operating across 30 states with tens of thousands of members. Business, religious, and civic leaders defended white supremacy and used social pressure and economic retaliation to intimidate and coerce Black and white people who supported integration. As a result, Black people and civil rights activists were denied loans, purged from voter rolls, and fired from their jobs. In South Carolina, dozens of Black people were fired or evicted from their homes after the signing of a pro-integration petition. In Mansfield, Texas, council members with guns blocked Black children from entering their school. People who participated in sometimes violent resistance to integration were never held accountable for their lawlessness, which continues to impact communities to this day.
And just amongst of the horrible atrocities that we have dealt with in this country that they have tried to talk around this entire 250-year celebration of the country, they wanted to leave out the previous 150 years, and then also all of that anti-Black violence and aggression and laws ever since leading up to today. They wanted to just go ahead and forget about that part. But we're here to remind folks today. So see, that's among one of the things that has happened. But see, there's even more. And these are the reasons why we must get reparations, and reparations in cash payments, but also into undergirding our own system. Number one, our own medical system.
White people, watch this video and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing Black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because Black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want Black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 1947, same thing. Don't want Black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to.
Think about how much they talk about what you can't do here based on race. But yet, with the Constitution fully intact, they somehow seem to get it done, right? So how is the remedy also not able to be done if the harm was done by the same manner of legislation? How do we get there? I would love to hear one of these great high IQ individuals explain that.
To keep Black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill. And that would discourage poor Black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism. He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro.
How many times do I have to say this? Racism is a detriment to you white folks, poor white folks especially. Because of racism, you poor white folks can't even get good health care, because they thought if they could deny health care to Black people that we would have been eradicated a long time ago. But hey, we still here, and they have not changed the rules. How crazy is that? Even with Social Security, you have to pay 20% because of racism. We keep telling you, BIPOC keep telling you, Black people keep telling you.
No. BIPOC don't tell them nothing about reparations. No. No, that's just Black folks. That's just us. One group. Not a multitude, not a coalition. No. One group, because you only were referring to one group to begin with, ma'am. So let's not pivot to the We Are the World. This is a story against Black America alone. Everybody else has a negative effect but it's only because at its core and its root is anti-foundational blackness. Let's not do that.
It is not us that makes your life suck. It is those racist politicians and their racist legislation that they think that's going to harm us, but harms you at the same time. And they don't care if it harms you. They don't give a shit. And then you continue to vote against your own interest. All because a bunch of rich white people told y'all to hate black people because black people are doing stuff to you.
Okay, I'll cut that idiotic bullshit off right there. No, that's not why. That is liberal lies right there, trying to tell you racism is party-based. I don't know how for 300 plus years chattel slavery is going on, and this comes down to one party over the other for us to look at an entire society. Are you out of your skull? Republican and Democrat was cool having niggas in chains. I'm not finna sit up here and separate that now. We ain't got our reparations. You ain't got no friends over there. So stop trying to put them in our car. Loon. Now, cutting off that nonsense. Remember when we heard other people talking about reparations? Most definitely the Tlaib woman. Well, I believe this is the sister, and she actually had a Juneteenth message.
Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth, we honor and celebrate both liberation and perseverance. Juneteenth marks the moment when the promise of freedom finally reached the last enslaved Black Americans in Texas, more than 2 years after emancipation had been declared. As many of our residents across the country celebrate, we recognize the contributions of many of our Black communities whose labor and leadership and sacrifices helped build this country. We also remember the struggle for justice did not end on Juneteenth. Each generation has been called to continue the work of expanding opportunity, protecting civil rights, ensuring that every person is treated with human dignity. Juneteenth is a reminder that freedom must be more than a promise. It must be reflected in our schools, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and in our democracy. Black neighbors need more than a day, Mr. Speaker. They deserve reparations. So let's celebrate Juneteenth, but let's be a reminder that, again, the future must include real results and real accountability for every family so they can thrive and the community can be valued.
Kind of interesting that she asked for reparations and she mentions it then. I have that other video where the other Tlaib woman is talking about reparations for the immigrants from ICE. Y'all remember that? So the other Tlaib woman is talking about, well, those immigrants need reparations. Here, is this? Let me see.
The majority of Americans across the country, regardless of political party, know that immigrants from all over the world, Somalia, India, wherever they're from, Latin America, Africa, that immigrants have built this country and make this country what it is today.
Okay, that ain't the reparations one. I don't know if do I not have that? But see, that's what she's on. Oh, here, maybe this is it.
We love to take all the services that immigrants provide to this country and then establish a level of cruelty towards those same immigrants.
That is not right, Mr. Speaker. And as one of the very few naturalized citizens to serve in this country, it is difficult for me to constantly listen to the anti-immigrant rhetoric that comes from the other side, the cruelty that comes from this administration. When I myself know what this process is, I've been through it. The reality is...
Look at Morial just sitting right over there listening to this horse shit. But let her go. Let her go on.
Immigrants are contributing. Haitian immigrants who are here are working in their communities. It is why there is also a record level of support for continuing Haitian TPS. And I am grateful to the Republicans who came forward to sign the discharge petition to bring this bill to the floor. I am grateful for any Republicans who vote today for this bill, because what the American people want is to respect the contributions of immigrants across this country who are helping to build our communities. That's what Haitians are doing for us right now, and it is exactly why I hope all of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle will support this bipartisan, critically important bill.
They're so overtly disrespectful to foundational Black America. It's unreal. It's so naturally ingrained to be like, well, of course we have to ignore you niggers. I mean, right? I mean, good grief. That's insane. And that they want us to get along with that. How can we fool with that? You got this woman out here always trying to undermine us every chance she gets. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, ma'am. Now there's some other stuff I need to hear. Okay, this thing is getting out of hand. Do you see the caption? Oh, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. Oh, okay. We should be good. All right. Let's see what this dude has to say, because this is a cold little tagline. The Caribbeans are the original FBA / Black Americans. Jesus.
Again, like I said, the Caribbeans, the people in the Caribbean, they were the first Black American. They were the first foundational Black American. The present day foundational Black American that never left North America was the second wave. Y'all were not the first. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear any of your research. The Caribbeans, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the St. Thomas, Barbados, they were the first wave of Black Americans. They were the first FBA. They came here in 1526. The Black American got here in 1619. They got here almost 100 years before.
Why do I always have to repeat the fact that I always say these people really do not know our history? So let me help you out there, buddy. You said 1619. 1560 would actually be more accurate. But, you know. Yeah, that would be 1560. But moving on with your tether delusion.
Before you was here, they got to South Carolina before the Black American that never left America. But the Caribbean are the first foundational Black American. They was enslaved longer than we were. Nobody wants to hear nothing else. You don't have entitlement when you were a slave. You don't have entitlement to the land. That's why.
Let me explain something there, sir, because that shit all sounds fine and dandy. Why is there a U.S. Virgin Islands? See, you're talking like that's the semantic talk. Not to mention, I really hate it when men do that. Okay, so we're just going to talk about North America. You know damn well foundational Black American means foundational Black American in the United States of America, not North America. No one's talking about North America, doofus. We're not talking about Canada and Mexico. And so the Caribbean is considered a sub region of North America. Sub region, meaning you're an annex. Not part of the mainland, baby. Don't fool yourself. You're the Caribbean. And so let's see. Some of those groups would say Bahamas, the Greater Antilles, including Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, and DR, of course, because it's the same damn island, and Puerto Rico. The Lesser Antilles, stretching down to Trinidad and Tobago. But nonetheless, all considered to be sub regions. You are annexed islands. And that's what you're considered. So to sit up here and do all of this flailing for the camera, try to tell us, I'm going, whatever.
Florida is the way it is. That's why Florida have a lot of Caribbeans, because they was there first. Yes, nobody wants to.
You do realize immigrants, European immigrants, some European immigrants with janky records had to come enter in America through Florida. The white ones. So Florida being known as the territory of, if you were going to use the swamps to enter into America, that would be your best idea. Your best chance of not getting caught. See, these people really do not know American history. And they talk like they know so much about America. They don't.
Hear nothing else. Y'all don't have any entitlement to North America. Y'all are not Native American. The Caribbeans are the first FBA. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Oh, God. Yeah, let me know when you get out of your sister's car, buddy, because I know them ain't your children's stuff back there. But anyway, this type of thing it's just ridiculous. It is just absolutely asinine. Here's another thing I wanted to see. Y'all know the racist dude, the actor James Woods? Yeah, that dude got caught up in some situation here. Yeah, look at that guy. He got some allegations. And I guess he's done blocked his page or whatever. So his page is now blocked off. It's like, man, you got that good karma. Now, where am I at? Where is the video? Here we go. So this is the other video I needed. There is a level of jealousy, a high level of jealousy within anti-Blackness. But right now we're seeing it at an all-time high. And it really is coming off as sad attempts of look at me. So it's more of a look at me-ism. Watch them start using that shit too. Right here again, me, Beatzilla, look at me-ism, okay? So remember you heard it first because you're going to start hearing it used and they're probably going to be saying it on C-SPAN. Like they are. Notice how a lot of the shit I'm saying is all of a sudden coming out of DC. What a coinky dink. I've said years ago when I initially started falling back, I had DNC think tank people following me. I think that's pretty evident these days. And this is so-called a small platform. Now, remember, there are certain days where you might see me break through on the internet or on the algorithm, and then you're actually really seeing the real true numbers of what this channel does. And then you'd be like, oh, damn, you actually can get 7,000 alive. Yes. But I've been so shadow banned for so many years. How does this guy with under 1,000 followers end up on TMZ? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? No. No. And the reason why I was there is because I'm an influencer. They look at content creators. They hit me up because I'm an influencer. So these are things we do when we are fortunate enough to be in these spaces to where we are able to move and create. And speaking of creations, there are Black folks, foundational Black Americans. We see these lists pop up every year of all of these inventions that were made and created by foundational Black Americans. Hey, Key Prince, 2125, a member for 41 months. Salute to you. Thank you so much for being a member for 41 months. Wow. Yeah, salute to you, Key Prince. Thank you for being here. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Good to see you in the house this evening on this good Saturday. And hope all is well. And so let's see what I see a few triggered bots out here over this one, but let's see what this one has to say.
Okay, I have a question. What is white people's talent? Well, let's just see. We designed the Coliseum, the Pantheon.
with the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world for 2,000 years. Gothic cathedrals like Notre Dame, Versailles, the Eiffel Tower, and the Sagrada Familia. We invented the print power of the Industrial Revolution, the smallpox vaccine, which eradicated disease, killing 300 million people in the 20th century alone, the World Wide Web, calculus, the law of motion, gravity, Newton, relativity, Einstein. Let's see, Leonardo produced the majority of Nobel in science, medicine, and oh, we ended the transatlantic slave trade through naval power and legislation after it existed in every civilization.
What? Oh, happy birthday, Key Prince. Salute to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And you know what's so funny? When I first heard this video, I was listening to some of the things that she was saying. I'm like, over half the things you mentioned have Black inventors. So are you this detached from reality that you actually thought white people created all that shit you just said? Wow. So I guess to say, you actually don't know any white inventors. Oh, and then you said Beethoven? Really? Guess you're going to say Mozart next too. Well, William Shakespeare? I noticed you kind of, actually, that's funny. You left Shakespeare out. Well, they whitewashed the shit out of history. These people, they come around and talk to us like our history is as whitewashed as what they selling. It ain't, chick. It is not. Yeah, colonizing history into history. Just freaking. Can we see if I can get this? Let me see. Hold on. Get you out of here. All right. I need to do this because I'm going to pull these lists up. That's what I want to do. So bear with me real quick while I take a look at these lists of Black inventors. Hopefully this shows. Wait, what does it say? Oh, this is about Black inventors. Okay, yeah, let me get this over. Okay, let me get this over here. Let's do the window. See if I can get these ads off the screen. Give me a reading. Okay, I want to give it the reading version because it's giving me this. All these ads keep popping up on the screen, and I ain't looking for all of that. So I want to be able to put it on the screen so I ain't just reading it because you know how they like to do. Like, you didn't show it on the screen, so we don't believe it's real. We know how that go. Come on, man. Shouldn't take all that. It's not getting ready. It's just got nothing but freaking ads. I'm trying to use the reading version for this, but we'll do what we can. All right, let's get you in here. We'll do it like this. Let me just a little bigger. Hold on. You know what? It's all sized up big. Oversized. Let's get in there the right way. Goodness. See, traffic light is by an African American inventor. Began as a handyman to a wealthy landowner. He he had his first or figuring out and how to optimize the effectiveness. The ability to create fascinated him, and he went on to patent in World War I. And so let's keep going. Let's see. Keep on moving. Being black man. So after winning the first prize at the second International Exposition of Safety and Sanitation in New York City, consumers found out that he was black and his sales dropped. Being the first black man to own a car in Cleveland, he looked to improve the roadways and developed a new kind of signal, the three-way traffic light, with a yellow warning light alert in 1923. See, these are things that, well, white people, it don't just say things that have nothing to do with you. And then just make up things and then act like you guys created everything. We don't have to make up stories. These are inventions made by Black Americans. We know this. It's just natural. It's history. You can go find this out versus getting on the TikTok and making a whole video being loud and wrong and think that just because you're white, it'll pass for right. It doesn't. He eventually sold the rights to his design to General Electric for $40,000 and history was written. This invention helped regulate traffic and improve road safety. Peacemaker Control Unit. Attending Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago, Illinois, Otis Boykin, an inventor and engineer, was always fascinated with TV and radio. While working at the P.J. Nielsen Research Laboratories while trying to start his own business, he went on to receive a patent for a wire precision resistor. His resistor was later used in TVs and radios, as well as in the United States military for guided missiles and IBM computers. These are all things that help you live today, folks. And she goes on and says all of these people like, man, you gotta slow down now. Those weren't your folks. Those simply were not your folks. Oh, wow. Helicopter. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, they really ain't liking this, huh? Hold on. Okay. All right. As soon as we get off here, interface on the way, baby. All right. Helicopter. Not credited for his involvement in the invention of the helicopter, Paul E. Williams, born in Birmingham, Alabama, took part in the first useful helicopter in 1939. The Lockheed Model 186 XH-51 was elevated thanks to Williams' features that improved the operation of the helicopter. Williams worked with the Navy Department during World War II as an architect and won numerous awards for trailblazing work that was prototype for today's helicopters. Now, see, here's the thing. We don't take credit for all of these individuals' accomplishments, but we do say these people are from our community and of our community and examples of our community. Now, notice how when you go to these other groups like these Tethers, they coming to us talking about Marcus Garvey. Well, you need to act fool with the Caribbeans because of Marcus Garvey. We don't do that. And here we can celebrate a person and their accomplishments as one of us, not having to say we're part of it. You dig? Now keep going. Fiber optic cable technology, one of the main reasons why we are communicating the way we are today. As a bright child who shined in science and mathematics, Dr. Thomas Mensah, a Ghanaian American inventor and chemical engineer, received a fellowship from the French government. Now I'm trying to figure out how we get to Ghanaian American. We got to get some clarity on that. Let's see. This was to study chemical engineering at the University of Science and Technology in Montpellier, France, where he graduated and later worked at Corning Glassworks in Corning, New York. In 1983, he improved the effectiveness of fiber optic cable, making them stronger and easier to make, which is crucial for modern communication systems and internet speeds. That's pretty interesting because, again, I'm trying to figure out how he is. You say Ghanaian American, so obviously one of his family members is a Black American, because this is a list of Black American inventors. So, you know, they made sure to mention he's also half Ghanaian. Couldn't forget that. Automatic gear shift with 8 patents in his name. Richard Spikes was always interested in automobile mechanics. He patented the brake testing machine and pantograph, a combination milk bottle opener and horizontally swinging barber chair, an automatic brake safety system, and automobile signaling system. Damn. And so that's just going through amongst a few of the things that we could boast of our own ilk on. That's just one avenue. And so, I mean, man, think of that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and put this here. I'm gonna put this in the description. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link in the description to what I'm looking at now. You guys can, of course, go at your leisure. No. Why do I have to do that? Oh, I can't change it right here. Okay, yes, I can't. But it'll be there by the time we end this live. But let me fix this sound once again. We're almost done here, though. Hold on. Good Check. Wow. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Let me know. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure where we got cut off at because I was hearing myself fine. But I'll just pick up where I left off. Folding chair. And like I said, shout out to the Alabama Brawlers. The folding chair was Nathaniel Alexander, 1911. And the fountain pen, Walter B. Purvis, 1890. Furniture caster, David A. Fisher, 1878. And the gas mask, Garrett Morgan, 1914. The golf tee, George T. Grant, 1899. Now, this next one's going to piss a bunch of these Africans way off. The guitar. Yes, the good old guitar was created by Robert F. Fleming Jr., 1886. You know what came next? The hairbrush, Lydia O. Newman, 1898. The hand stamp, Walter B. Purvis, again, 1893. The ice cream scoop, Alfred L. Crowley, 1897. The insect destroyer gun, Albert C. Richardson, 1899. The ironing board. We all got to have an ironing board. That was created by Sarah Boone, 1887. The keychain, Frederick J. Loudon, 1894. Also, you got to see at night, so you got to have a lantern. That was created by Michael C. Harvey, 1884. And then you got to water your lawn, so you need a lawn sprinkler. John H. Smith, 1897. And if you want to have a nice cocktail while enjoying your lawn, you might want to make that using a lemon squeezer by John Thomas White, 1893. And then when you're all done with that, you want to go back into your house and you need to make sure that you're safe. So after you use your door and your door knob, you got to make sure that you lock the door. So that was created by Washington A. Martin, 1893. Following up with a lubricating cup, Elijah McCoy, 1895. And then a lunch pail. Everybody knows lunch pails. Think about that. Wow. Another thing of our childhood, lunch pails. That was created by a black person, James Robinson, 1887. Oh, and then where you get your mail, the mailbox. All of us use one of those. Paul L. Downing, 1891. And the mop, Thomas W. Stewart, 1893. Peanut butter, of course, George W. Carver, 1896. Pencil sharpener, John L. Love, 1897. A record player arm, Joseph H. Dickinson, 1819. A rolling pin, John W. Reed, 1864. Shampoo headrest, Charles Orrin Bailiff, 1898. Spark plugs, Edmund Berger, 1839. Stethoscope, ba-boop, ba-boop, hear your heartbeat. Thomas A. Carrington, 1876. The straightening comb, Madam C. J. Walker, 1905. Street sweeper, Charles B. Brooks, 1890. Phone transmitter, Granville T. Woods, 1884. Thermostat control, Frederick M. Jones, 1960, making sure that you could control your central air. How about that? And traffic light, of course, Garrett Morgan, 1923, and down to the tricycle, Matthew A. Cherry, 1886. These are just some of the inventions by black folks that she ignorantly gave credit to white people for. Those white people did not create those things, man. Those were black people, black Americans. And this is another reason that when you celebrate 250 years of being a country and you leave out the oppression of foundational black Americans on this land of 400 years, how on earth do you justify yourself to celebrate you being great at anything other than harming other human beings? Is that what makes you great? Because right now in 2026, the same thing that we are seeing is America pride, the MAGA mindset, thinking that it could even topple God's promise to his Ishmaelites, to which the Arabs proudly say they descend from Ishmael. And then you have these nuts over here, these evangelicals, who has a man in Donald Trump who told you he wasn't a Christian, and they're telling you that the Holy Spirit's dealing with him. Let me tell you, that ain't the Holy Spirit. Oh, there's most definitely a spirit that's dealing with him, but it ain't the Holy One. It's the same one that all of you fake evangelicals follow. And you've consumed yourself with trying to mask it as you follow yourself. But at the end of the day, you don't. That's why all of these people get together and they dedicate themselves to one base God. So there might be some people to be like, man, I don't listen to all that religious mumbo jumbo. I will always remind you, there's a bunch of people who blindly follow and serve Satan. So if you don't believe in God, find out from them why they believe in Satan. Some of these most rich, powerful people will do some of the most unimaginable things to hold their spots in what they say Nickelodeon, the devil's playground. All of these names are around you, but for some reason, God don't exist. But Satan very much in your face. Call it what you will. But the Bible definitely says one who says there is no God is a fool. Because there is a bunch of people right in front of you who blindly worship Satan. You got groups, rock bands that pride themselves on devil imagery. And you think nothing of it. Doesn't that tell you that's a religion to somebody? So just indulge yourself to venture off and say, well, what if we are the chosen ones? Those little lost sheep. There's a people that have been somewhere for 400 years. Check. There's evidence of you, some of you coming by way of ships, in chains, and also before in maritime. Check. Your enemy has very plainly shown you who they serve. But yet, you still look at yourself as you're tied to somebody to another continent who has no soul. And I beg for you to show me somebody that has the multitude that we do of God-fearing folks We can't be unequally yoked with folks that do not have our program. And that's why they want to bring so much stuff to us to dilute us. That's why they bring in these foreigners like Luke to slowly understand all of these things that came to play in our society that have us looking like freaking degenerates today came by way of outsiders. Delineation is the way of healing. There's no way around it. You have to close the door to heal yourself. That's what I started here saying years ago. The following day, you got to secure the tribe in Tariq's space, and the rest is history. We're closed until further notice, and I still stand by that. And look at how much we've gotten done. Family, you guys also need to give yourself a round of applause, because what I've been able to witness in my hiatus also is that the Black grassroots is you're more recognized than I think you will understand. But you have to watch all the pieces moving around in society. And, I would say, just if you guys have time in a day, turn over to C-SPAN radio and hear what is going on in these world leader meetings that they'll actually allow you to hear. And see what they're talking about. And then weigh out the Black grassroots demands versus what they're talking about. And you'll start noticing that Black oppression, and in reality, we have to accept this logic. Our complete oppression fuels everybody else's life. No more. I hope that enough people would understand. Now you have Democrats telling you we can't just sell blue no matter who. They're trying to lightweight talk our language, but not fully commit. They're trying to say you need to hold your people accountable after you get them in the office. Yeah, that sounds good now while Republicans are in office. But I want to see you Democratic shills saying that and standing on it when a Democrat is the target of the day. It's hella easy to say right now when Trump is in office. You're not going to be able to sell Trump fear, though, anymore. So you absolutely will have to deliver tangibles. And let me also say this. For all of you who are in this society and believe that you and your life existence is meant to be up under someone else, we are not the same. And ultimately, I know it makes you feel good because you're with the group that says they're with progress. But right now, with your biggest sister girl, who he and Han, she couldn't get past James Tellerico in her own party. Why? Because her party was done with the Black woman angle. And that's who Democrats have been always. We keep stressing two wings of the same bird, and both wings are anti-Black. And now you can actually see for yourself they're even anti-Black woman, and they will exploit you to a T. Never forget, you had Meg Thee Stallion twerking at a presidential event. You're done. And you can't blame us for it. Yeah, that's over. And you want to blame, you should have voted for her. Listen, y'all are going back to the drawing board to go get a real candidate that actually can do something. And even more so, you guys actually in turn said, we're done with the black woman angle. Let's go get this guy with Nazi tattoos who has allegations of taking stuff from women. And the Democrat, the pro-women party that will drive up the Planned Parenthood van to the DNC convention, say, yeah, we vetted him and we know that some of these things might turn up, but yeah, we're just going to roll with it because that's who we need to cater to, and we'll just hope for the best. And they invested in that. A dude who knows in the Nazi tattoos. Why aren't the black Democrats like, where's Luke's buddy, Stephen Hunter, and where's Luke and all of these guys and the Roland Martins and all of these? Why aren't they talking against this guy with Nazi tattoos? Because this is the party that black folks need to vote for, because if we don't vote for them, then we're a bunch of MAGA coons. But here's now is this Nazi, and he's all good because he's a Democrat. You are in a cult. If that's where you're at with it now, you are in a cult. And so I guess it gives you some solace to turn around and say, well, FBI is a cult. Because that's all you got left. Because you have sold your soul, just like the black church. Whatever the Democrat agenda, the black church is co-signing everything now. Everything. Every damn thing. And so it kind of is what it is now. And I think these people are going to have to just deal with the bed they made. They thought that I would be the talented Negro and things will work out for me. I'm not going to be concerned with the plight of the rest of my people. I'm not going to be like Moses. No. All of these people that come out here, they're nothing like Moses. Moses was one who was in the palace and forfeited all of that because he saw his people getting done wrong. Don't let these people sell you on no bullshit. Thank you for the super chat again. B1 salute to you, Zilla. I appreciate that. Antithesis, appreciate you as always. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. So yeah, you understand. We yes indeed said we had to wake up the people with silence to make everyone see what's really going on. That's a fact, Key Prince. And Andrea Jones says, I am accountable to my people, black first. And that is what I was able to see. Like I said, y'all did a stellar job through this Carmelo Anthony process. And now through the other young man, Nolan Wells. Somebody told me that like he's a foreigner or whatever. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's a situation that definitely needs to be addressed. And we, see how it all plays out. But this is something that not just because of him as an individual, but as these things keep happening, we have to come to a reality of certain things. And we can't keep seeing the same pattern and saying it's nothing. Just saying. But there will be some of you people out there that still say, well, man, what else we gotta do? And that's the attitude of failure. So when you say, well, we ain't got no better choice, but because at the same time, I don't feel the way you do. So I also have to ask,
where's your family from?
Because you'll say these things and I don't relate to where you're coming from. So the base and the root of your feeling really comes more off like,
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga.
Just because he's a Democrat, that doesn't change anything. And if you really truly believe that, well, then I can only offer you the House Special. Sambo. And it's sad to say we do have too many brain dead individuals out here, but if you have the chance to listen to reason, I admonish you to listen to the new black media. Listen to these voices coming from this black grassroots. This is the days that you can see there's some atonement that is in the works here. And so what we are saying right now is it's time to pay up. And for every other group that you know good and damn well, you came here to partake in that 250 years of anti-black targeted oppression, then yes, you are as guilty as the people from 250 years ago. Never forget that about yourself. All right? With that being said, I know there might be a lot of hurt feelings out there because it wasn't my family, but never forget you're so quick to run to the line and say, we freed you. That's what she just said. So if you want to own freeing us, then you're also going to own paying us. And never forget that. Family, let them know Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Ooh-wee. Family, it has been good to be back on this microphone. 3 hours and came and went. Man, it's been a pleasure though. It's good talking to y'all. I hope everybody's been well while I've been away, and we will be talking soon. And I know there's some hurt folks out there right now, but I'm back.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn! What? Fuck! Fuck!
Woo!
So if any black people want reparations,
and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
trying to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
Come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.
Yes, indeed, family. And I'm sure there's somebody out there, feeling you and your feelings, feeling some kind of way, and it's okay because at the end of the day, we are the small majority. We are the 1/3. See, 1/3 being the majority, because 2/3 of you are brain dead, and this is what we can understand. So I am more happy about a small number of dedicated folks that are really about us. And it's been great to see, because we don't like big numbers that doesn't necessarily always represent the most positive thing of a movement. And we see when push comes to shove how numbers can dwindle. So I like to see the people who are dedicated from the beginning. And this is what we have witnessed in this movement. It's so funny now watching all the Johnny come latelys think that blaming everything on Tariq Nasheed is somehow some kind of a mechanical apparatus, and it's not. You're so late in the game. If you're not addressing the agenda, then you're literally wasting your time. And we watch y'all do it every day. It's crazy to watch, because it's like, oh, well, this and that, and these people are brainwashed and blah, blah. What the hell ever. You have to deal with all of us, and all of us don't have time to watch Tariq. So why am me? What do you explain? How do you explain all of us individuals? Oh, but this is listening to, what are you talking about? You have to inform me of what you heard in other places, because I wasn't there, you were. So you're more of a follower than I am. You're just a hate follower, but you're still a follower more than I am nonetheless. If no one ever told you, let me enlighten you on something. God, you are a loser. And unfortunately, people will use the fact that you're a loser and you don't know it to your disadvantage to pump up their agenda. And so they have you out here looking like a complete ass and moron, saying things that's so irrelevant to anything because you only been here for 10 years. We can sit up here and look at something we experienced 20 years before you got here and know that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So if you still think you got something and a leg to stand on in these streets out here, and you're gonna move the needle against us, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. I most definitely speak for this platform, the independent Black voice. And those of my family right here in the chat and the replay gang in the comments and the Black grassroots, of course, and always representing for the voices of the new Black media. I'm pretty sure I can speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, family. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can do so and help this platform and support by way of CashApp. That is $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music, which is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, it has been a good one, folks. A good one. Good to be back. Good to be back. And always remember why they hate us.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yes, indeed, family. We are getting out of here. Oh, man. Let me see. Let me do that. Let me get that. All right. We are ready. So, again, thank everybody for hanging out today. It has been my pleasure to be back. Good to see y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all keep y'all 3 smooth stones at the ready and your slingshot nearby. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed, prosperous weekend and week. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes. Right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.